Hey guys, and welcome to another Titan Tries. This time, we're going to be taking a look at a game called Graven. This is a game that I'd never heard of before. It was actually sent to me a while ago, halfway through last month, I believe, by my good friend Lee. Now, Lee has started his own Let's Play and Twitch journey, so I shall have his socials down in the bottom of this video, probably in the description. It's generally where they go. So this game is interesting. It's apparently a spiritual successor to Hexen, I believe, which yeah, I I don't know about that, Chief, but hey, whatever you say. I also like to draw your attention to the new Xbox 360 wallpaper that Xbox recently added to the Xbox Series consoles, which I was really quite excited to take a look at. And, well, yeah, it's shit. it's just a green blades style background for the back of your desktop there. It doesn't animate, and it just is an empty green background. I mean, hey, they tried, I guess. Good job, Microsoft. Anyway, so it's a first-person shooter, or so the description says. I would kind of somewhat disagree with that, and you'll see what I mean when we get into it. It is a very retro themed game, and they kind of nail the 90s aesthetic very, very well. So, we've got an overview here and some information. Graven is a first person shooter game developed by Slipgate Ironworks and published by 3D Realms and Fulcrum Publishing. The game was released for Windows on January 23rd, 2024. So it's a new game. It came out this year. And later for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles on June 2024. So yeah, this one's hot off the press, huh? So, the gameplay, Graven combines elements of an action role-playing and immersive sim genre to create an action-adventure puzzler. Yeah, special attention to the puzzler side of it, unfortunately. Players embark on an open-ended journey through 3 expansive regions, encountering both dangerous enemies and friendly townsfolk. The game features a variety of weapons and spells, with combat primarily revolving around medieval weapons against eldritch monsters. So the plot. Players assume the roles of a priest of the Orthogonal Order, exiled for retaliating against the Order for sacrificing his adoptive daughter. The game begins with a priest adrift in a swamp, ferried to solid ground by a stranger who provides vague instructions, a mysterious staff, and book. The priest's mission is to hunt down heretical sects responsible for conjuring plagues and twisting the natural order. So, this game is a spiritual successor to the classic game Hexen. As we play some of it, I mean, maybe, all right, maybe like a bit of a stretch. I mean, Hexen, I would say, is medieval Doom. Uh, yeah, that's not this. Okay, so early access. The game was initially released in early access on May 26, 2021, before full release in 2024. Multiplayer. What? Graven supports solo play, split screen, co-op, and up to 4 players online play. You know what? I think playing this game through on co-op probably would be a good time, not gonna lie. So it actually had very mixed reviews. Unfortunately, 65% overall through mixing everybody's reviews together. I think that's a little bit unfair. I think the developers got the genre of the game wrong, to be honest. Yeah, but the game itself is pretty bloody solid. So Ironworks, or should I say Slipspace, is that what they were called? Slipspace? Slipgate Ironworks. There we go. So the developer that created this game actually opened in 2014 as Interceptor Entertainment. And then they were acquired by 3D Realms, rebranded as Slipgate Studios in 2017. In 2019, they would change the name to Slipgate Ironworks to avoid confusion with another company. And then in 2021, they were acquired by Saber Interactive, a subsidiary of the Embracer Group. Notable games that they have produced. They were responsible for Rise of the Triad 2013, which I haven't played that, but I have played the original. I did hear Rise of the Triad was okay. Yeah, the new one. Bombshell, again. I've seen it, I've heard of it, but I haven't played it. Rad Rogers, again, 2018. Never heard of it. Ghost Runner 2020, co-developed with One More Level. Never heard of it. And then their newest game, which is this one. So, they also started a Duke Nukem project. The company's first project was a fan remake of Duke Nukem 3D called Duke Nukem Reloaded, which was put on permanent hold in 2011. Crowdfunding their game Rad Rogers was successful. And also this game was crowdfunded as well. Or at least it went into early access and, that kind of thing. But anyway, we've been here talking shit for 6 minutes. Let's actually have a look at this game. And I've played probably halfway through this game. And while I am going to start at the beginning, I've got some thoughts. And I'm going to go through my thoughts that I had at the time when I first started playing this game. Because when I first downloaded and fired it up, I knew nothing about this game. And what the game looked like at the beginning when I started playing it and what it turned out to be, yeah. Anyway, let's go. So, we are playing this on the Xbox Series X. I have had to create a new... Oh, and that is absolutely deafening. I have had to create a new profile, Exiled. So let's go for a new campaign. Welcome to Graven. Graven is an adventure which expects skill in combat, navigation, problem solving, and reading comprehension. Yeah, this isn't your dad's Doom, alright? Experiment with playstyles and take your time. We're not going to skip the intro. The intro's... You definitely don't want to watch the intro too many times because it's kind of long. Hey, if you've ever played the original Half-Life, yeah. Right, anyway, Gamma's fine, probably. Now, here's where we have some difficulty here. This game is hard. However, there is little to no consequence for dying. Alright? If you die, you just respawn and you don't really even lose much. So, completing this on the hardest difficulty, although it would probably be a massive ball ache, I would assume is doable. Anyway, so we have casual. Explore the world and story. Fewer enemies, ample resources. Then we have Inquirer. Measure your skill without strain. Adequate resources, but more enemies. And I believe I played on Ordained. Expect a challenge. Utilize a variety of tools and find secrets to survive. Yeah, I think it's Ordained I played. Expect punishment. This is Stalwart. Expect punishment. Maximize the use of all at your disposal. You will need to find secrets, more enemies, tough combinations, and fewer resources. And then Flagellant. The only room for error is in the grave. Outnumbered by cruel configurations, you will suffer. Yeah, no thanks. Right, let's go for Ordained. I believe the game is balanced for Ordained. I have done some looking up of this game. Graven. I love that artwork as well. Stunning. Certainly not... doesn't remind me of any priests I've seen around here. But they're too busy chasing children.
A pious man among pious men, our priest of the orthogonal order humbly walks the parallel path, following the Creator through service. Father to an adopted daughter, as fate would have it, he cherished her, and they pagans lay a heavy price upon the world. When love meets fear, even the humble heart feels wrath and righteous anger, giving birth to unknown strength. Red-handed from the blood of a heretic, the blood of a fellow priest, without being able to see how once more he is tried and found guilty. What divides contrition and shame? Acceptance. Acceptance. Succumbing to the burning sands and arguing not over the price of her life. He closes his eyes one last time. A prayer for peace. You will have to earn your peace.
Right, so we had an adopted daughter. Some priest took her and murdered her, or tried to murder her. We defended her, and we're the bad guy. Yeah, that sounds standard church stuff right there. So, we awaken in this slow boat going somewhere. It's all very atmospheric, with nothing but a boatman to keep us company. And you can see the visual style straight away. It's that 3D pixelated. Hello. Yeah, we're going to have lots of patience here. Yeah, that 3D sort of low quality texture work, which I actually really like, by the way. This game... Hello. Cool story, bruh. We're going to be making plenty of light, don't you worry about it. So we have absolutely no idea where we are, and we don't know why we're going here.
No need to own ships of land when they can scarcely dare come near. If they did, the bog would claim them, much like it did that lighthouse.
So we're in a very rough place, from the sounds of it. And it...
Cowards are always the hungriest once the coast is clear. The most desperate when not.
Yes, quite. He never offers us a puff of his pipe either, which is a bit rude.
It is better to die early. Death is natural, but this pox and what follows it is not.
So, some kind of plague.
Here you become the swamp, preserved in the peat, no one with the rot.
Okay, well, at least we've got a future of sorts. I mean, we'll be dying here for sure.
Been taken care of since the plague arrived. Fitting. Time does seem to be standing still.
So I'm guessing, looks like a slaughterfish from Morrowind. Yeah, so plague has taken grip of this place. We're not sure why we're here, but I'm sure we're going to be finding out. All right, old man, thanks for the ride.
Forget your staff, priest. It's the only thing that will keep you alive.
Yep, we have a staff. It's...
You're gonna need it more than I.
Cheers, pal. So he's giving us a free ride as well. Excellent. So, what have we got? We're in Cruxfirth. Sounds like a nice place. Yeah, I will say, you would assume a game like this would run really nice and smoothly on the Xbox. It does not. There's plenty of frame dippage and there's some tearing, and yeah, it does need some optimization. Anyway, the first thing we do when we arrive As a holy man in a new land, we start dispensing justice on all the locals' items. Now, smashing up barrels and things actually has a decent use. There's always stuff to find, whether it's money, gold, Graven. Although we're not really picking up that much. Oh, there's some rats in those barrels. Well, they can enjoy their new freedom. Hopefully they don't feast on the locals' eyes. We'll probably get the blame for that. Alright. But then they're dirty peasants. It's about all they can expect. Look at this thing. Wow. That doesn't look great. So we have a journal as well. Alive? I'm supposed to be dead. Where is she? What happened to my daughter? Whose voice was that? How can I earn my peace? The strange ferryman brought me to Cruxforth, a backwater in every possible way. But this is far worse than even exaggerated rumour. As I recall, Grimwine sank a considerable fortune into funding a library here. If I can reach it, perhaps his records contain a clue as to the profane ritual I disturbed. I never thought I would take the life of a fellow walker, but they had her. I do not know if she is alive, but for some reason I am. There is no coincidence at play to stumble upon the attempted sacrifice to awaken outside this swamp in its time of need, corresponding so plainly with my time of need for answers as to what I saw and endured. I have both mind and sinew, and the local hero stalwart Elgin was so oftenly fond of saying, sometimes the best way forward is by focusing on helping others. Well, I guess that's sort of what the local church tries to do. Anyway, yeah, so we have a character sheet here. So I foolishly thought, oh, character sheet. It's going to be some kind of RPG, you know, not necessarily too super dissimilar from Elder Scrolls. It's not that. Evening, Chief. You can just keep out of my way. Shame we can't give him a rat across the head with this this here staff, but no matter. Shipping manifest. Peat, 2 tons. Saltpeter, 1/4 ton. Raw iron, 6 crates. Salted meat, various, 1/8 tons. All right, well, let's have a little gander if we can't get in here. Man. You know, we're not going to smash everything we see, otherwise we would be here all day. I did when I first started playing. I was smashing the hell out of everything. Let's go and see what we can find up here. Because I remember there is something up here. I just don't remember. Hello. Ah, yes. We have met some more of the locals. Not the most handsome of boys, but he's dead now. At least he's dead again. So some ammunition there. Curious. But ammunition for what? We only have a staff. We can also, you know, do that attack. And we have a size 13 boot. That's how we know it's made by 3D Realms. Okay, so there's nothing up here. And as much as I'd like to smash barrels of fish all day, we have some holy work to do. I don't mean chasing after children. We have monsters to slay and a town to save. Okay, well, there doesn't seem to be an awful lot there. We can explore this water as well. And there, as you can see off in the distance, there's secrets and things. Red barrels go boom. Ask me how I know. Okay. Evening, peasant. Don't get so close. Yeah, probably for the best. I don't want to be diseased. Alright. Now, there is a crypt down there, which we need to go in. Take heed. The village of Cruxforth is suffering a plague of unknown origin. Enter and do business at your own risk. Safety and health are not assured. Yeah. Now, one of the issues with this game is that there are 3 areas, right? And each area seems to, at least from my experience, have its own self-contained story. For instance, whatever we do here doesn't really seem to carry on in the next area. It's like a different problem that they've got. So I haven't got to the third area yet, but I do fully intend on completing this game. Now we have these little villages here, plenty of homes, lots of locals to talk to, but they don't really say much. There's loads of buildings that we can kind of rattle the doors of, but you can't really go in any of them. Maybe one in 30 you can actually go inside, but they don't really have anything in. It's, yeah, I guess it's odd. Got some piles of bodies, lovely. We love to see that. That's standard decor. Looks like my town. Alright, well, let's go see the local guards. See what's what here. Ooh, we've got some literature hung up on the walls. Graven, butcher of man, woman and child. Wanted. Last seen in the Muskeg. Do not approach. Missing boy. My boy said he found a way to get money we need for a safe passage. The next morning, he was gone. Please, someone find him. We barely escaped the quarantine. Well, that doesn't sound good, does it? Well, these guys look like, we're dropping frames here like crazy. I think we're down to 30 FPS. Like over here, nice smooth 60, and then chug, chug, chug. Right. Town guard, you never get used to the smell. I know the peasants are terrible. A priest? You look much like a prisoner. Nonetheless, we could have used your fighting skill not long ago. We've got a bit of a situation. If you take care of it, you can enter the city. Our muck stopped flowing on account of the sick and the dead alike bunching up in the sewers at a couple of spots. A sword won't be enough. You'll want to light some of the peat barrels and break it all loose. You walk past the door on your way up here, just down the stairs. Alright, so I guess we're going to be doing his bidding. He has, however, given us a arm-mounted crossbow, which is quite nice. Weapons are sort of upgradable to a degree. There is 2 shops in this game. There is a blacksmith and there is an alchemist. Alchemist sells potions and the like and upgrades your magic, which we will see later. And the blacksmith upgrades your weapons and you can buy new weapons. There's not like a huge amount to do. You know, it's not like a full-on RPG when you're perusing, you know, thousands of swords and shields. It's a lot more Doom or Hexen-esque in that regard. Like you get your standard sword and then you get a bigger sword and you get your beating stick and maybe a fancier beating stick. Anywho, let's look inside. The lice slough. The town guard want me to clear up a rather grave clog beneath the city. It's going to take more than a firm hand and an iron stomach. How can I trigger the peat safely with only my staff? Well, priest, don't you go worrying your head about that. What do we have here? A tool to agitate foes, destroy barricades, and melt ice. So we now have our first spell. And this spell book looks really cool. We have limited amounts of mana. Unfortunately, we are now using magic, which apparently is bad. But, you know, means to an end and all that stuff. Fire is a pretty important element in this game. It will burn wood and creep across floors and explode gas and stuff like that, which is really, really cool. You love to see that kind of environmental destructibility. Dead cultist note. I'm going to die down here. The flames do nothing to these creatures. I should have listened to our priest. I keep the spells to altering the world. Keep the still to protecting ourselves. This flame is good for nothing but light and chain reactions. So, I missed that. I didn't see that when I first played this game, which is curious. So yeah, the fire spell is not powerful enough to really do much of anything, apart from light your way. Now, mana is, and burn things, of course. But it will get upgraded later on, and it does a little bit more damage, but Strangely, your fire spell isn't really ever used as an offensive, a proper offensive weapon. At least as far as I've made it in the game anyway. So, these red floating orbs, these are our offensive mana. There is 2 types of mana. We have some more literature. Dead lady note. Don't think I found this either. We've nowhere left. Our neighborhood was quarantined. The town square shut behind us, and a strange man followed us down here. No one recognizes him, but in all of this, he feels threatening. Well, that's no good. So, if we had like a stack of barrels all in a line, not like this, if we set fire to one of the barrels, the fire will creep across all of the wood. It's a cool effect, and I can appreciate that kind of stuff. Alright. I don't think we can actually get up there. We do get extra abilities and things later on. So this is the first, quote, dungeon in the game. And we're going to want to harvest as much as we can. We do have very little to our disposal at the moment, apart from a wooden stick and some basic sparky magic, which isn't that great at anything. Yeah, so blue mana and red mana, and I forget exactly what the blue mana's for. Now, there's a skeleton over there and a pot. Right, come at me, brah. I don't know why he just destroyed his bone pile there. That's kind of curious. Now, I don't want to say the combat is like Dark Souls, because it's not. But there's not a lot of room for error. Let's just say that. Ammo for your weapons is in very short supply. Now, these piles of bodies can spawn enemies. So, it's always worth burning them as we go past. Now, not every pile of body is going to spawn enemies, but some of them do. Also, if you're lucky, you will find goodies under the body piles. So, we're going to just burn all of these things. We're going to use our size 13s to open up as many crates. Now, see this here. This torch. I thought that guy was making a squelching sound then. It was not. Yeah, this torch here. We can light it and we'll get a blue flame. Now, there's like 7 of those in this dungeon to find. You cannot do all of them on your first trip here, which took me by surprise because I had no idea that we'd be coming back or anything like that, you know. Okay, that was a nice amount of mana there. Yeah, this place crawls with the undead. So we have a healing potion. Healing potions aren't an instant use thing. Look at it. Look at it. That looks cool. They are single use. You can only hold 9 of them. But you get a really cool little animation when you use them. I can appreciate that. Now, I'm not 100% sure if enemies respawn. I kind of get the feeling that they do. Because sometimes when you come back here, enemies are back. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes if you walk into other rooms and come back, there are enemies, and sometimes there isn't. So I'm not really sure how the respawning of enemies actually works, but it doesn't really matter. Alright, so before we go down there, let's have a little look, shall we? Explosive room note. Gregor, stop putting the peat barrels by the torches. They don't need to dry. It's peat. Peat is squishy. And it is flammable. Are you trying to blow us all up? Fix the gate lever too. There's a spare joint on the north platform. And don't knock the ladder down whilst you're up there. Yep. So we need to find ourselves a spare lever. Well, okay. Let's grab some potions. So this looks like... Ah. Yes, there's the fly in the ointment. Back, you savage bastards. There we are. Give you a kick in the rotten jewels. whilst we're getting our face eaten. There we go. Yeah, combat is definitely a thing. So we need a peat barrel there. That is a large quantity of corpses. There's one thing about corpses. You can certainly have too many of them. And they do become problematic. Right. Okay. Looks like we're going to have to explore this place further. You can see just how quickly our health gets chipped away as well. It's one of those games where it actually starts off fairly challenging, and as you get more weapons and more options, the game does open up a little bit. It gets a little bit easier because you've got, you know, more at your disposal. All right, let's drop down here. Ooh, and there's the lever that we so desperately needed. Now, when I first played this game, it took me bloody ages to find that lever. Or not necessarily find the lever, but to find out where it went. And I mean, it took me ages. Probably to complete this dungeon the first time, took me, it must have been about an hour and a half. Maybe, yeah, something like that. Anyway, we'll be coming back through there later. So we've got ourselves a lever. Let's go into this swampy marsh. Now, down here, there is lots of bodies. Also, I did not realize that you can burn the bodies that are underwater. There we go. You can burn anything in this game.
Complete.
Magic is like white phosphorus, apparently. Right, let's whilst those things are cooking. Let's head up here and see what we can find. More mana. I thought I could hear nasties then. I'm not sure if we can just... Yeah, we can just smash the bodies with that. Interesting. We don't actually have to waste our magic. I did not know that. Now, we've got a big 50 pack of gold there. That is not a lot, by the way. Now, these gas clouds, we can ignite. Which is really cool, because they're poisonous and they hurt you. You can also use them for huge explosions to damage enemies. Now let's go through. We've found a secret. Yes. Okay. There's our friend there. Sewer stash note. Not much left in my stash. Hopefully nobody looks here. Well, you'd have to read the letter to well, you'd have to get there to read the letter, so that's kind of redundant. Now, there is some Dark Souls-esque exploration, I like to call it anyway. By that, I mean, you know, you can open up extra gates and things, and join the levels up and give yourself quick ways back through the same levels, and, you know, stuff like that I really like. Open level design. It's fun. I wouldn't quite say Metroidvania, but I mean, I guess to a degree, which is really nice. You can see though, when they, you know, kind of reference Hexen, I mean, Hexen was a lot faster. Swamp bottom swallow. Drink the swamp. Drink of the swamp to become one with it. So that is a potion that allows us to like move quicker in water. Yeah, I don't think I've ever really seen much use of using it, but you know, it's there, I guess. Right, getting some health. So we've come back down the other way. Ooh, looks like we have a broken gate there. Well, let's head inside. Got more bodies. Something moved, eh? Well, this looks ominous. Let's burn these gas clouds. Yep. This is going to get worse before it gets better. That's okay. Seemed to work somewhat effective. Yeah, I guess this bow, or this crossbow thing's actually quite good to start off with. Come on. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that nearly killed us. I don't know if you saw what happened there, but when you set something on fire, usually you get a little fire symbol in it. That didn't happen that time. No matter. Some more goodies. Crate secret note. Those corpses, those corpse piles ain't dead. Can't go up now, though. The guard is everywhere, and they've already had it out for me. Yeah, so he's just basically saying there that some of these corpse piles, well, they will generate enemies if you let them. Or monsters, at least. Right, okay. What is that floating in the water there? Just some excrement, I guess. Standard. Okay. Now let's open... Ah, right, yeah. So we can open this door by standing here. This is one of those games that's very difficult to demonstrate, I guess, in half an hour. So we're probably going to go for a little bit more. Right, there we go. See, there we go. Now that gas cloud is on fire. That's what the other one should have done. But it did not. Now there's a lot more combat. Ooh, there we go. There's the hit of the whole fruit. Let's see if we can't get these... lure these undead bastards into another cloud of gas. Come on, boys, through the stench cloud. There we go. That seems to be just the ticket. We know where to stick it. Ooh, double kill. Not bad. Alright. So the visual design of this sewer is quite nice as well. It certainly looks very sewery. It also felt... Hello? You alright there, Chief? No, none of that. This is my platform. You can go fuck yourself. There we go. Yeah, it felt much bigger the first time I was here. I don't think I've been through there yet either. Because, essentially, you're going to start getting crystals to put in your staff. And that is going to give you certain abilities. You can only have one crystal in your staff at a time, but you can swap them out. One reacts with certain metals, for instance, and another one channels portals or something. It's been a while, so I can't quite remember, but you're going to get different abilities. Some of the weapons we get later on are quite fun as well. For instance, there's a nice little shotgun later on that fires pebbles, which is really, really enjoyable. Evening, lads. Nice to meet ya. Whoop. Give him a kick in the stomach, and then finish the fucker off with a swing to the bonce. There we go, just like Daddy taught us. Now, let's go through here. Alright, so now we're at the other side of this area. So let's start lighting. Oh god, I think we're setting fire to just about everything now. Oh, hello, sir. Would you like a dose of Jesus? There we go. One for you. Alright. Okay, so I think... Yeah, we can't light that one, unfortunately. Yeah, you don't have to worry about running out of mana, because it will recharge up to a minimum amount. Okay. So, let us have a little look. I think we've almost completely cleared this place out. Sir, that is quite enough of your nonsense. Beat the gold out of him, honestly. Yeah. Ooh, see what I mean? Where did you come from? None of that. There we go. Couple of stiff whacks across the bonce. Enough to make anyone have a bad day, really. What are you doing? Looks like some kind of gribbly zombie dance party. Feel a bit awkward breaking it up, to be honest, but had to be done. Now, we can't go up there yet, because that is just a locked door. And I'm assuming later on if you would like to look at... Ooh, gas. Gas is poison. If you would like to observe this cracked texture here, we can actually get something later on that resonates with that. I have not been back to check. But yeah, we should be able to do something with that. Can we burn these? We can't burn these blockades, unfortunately. Let's bash all these bodies. So I'm sort of semi-convinced that some of these bodies come back to life. I'm not really sure. Okay. Another. Come on. There we go. There's another one we can light there. Right. So everything's open. We just need to go get some peat barrels. Can't light that either. Now I'm not showing off all of the candles that we can light just because there's not really any point. We're not going to come back here. There is one through there though. And there's one. Oh, look. See? These guys are back. Now, these guys are not always back. Okay? I don't really understand the science behind it. Come on, you. There we are. The bonesies are a little bit more resilient. Okay. Now, we should have everything we need to get these peat barrels going. Now, it's important that we clear this place out first. And I like how there's all this, like, flame magic everywhere inside the explosive peat barrel room. Probably not the greatest thing ever, but, you know, we don't make the rules. Right, let's get this corpse, these corpse piles moving. And there we have it. Oh, hello, you son of a bitch. Honestly. The fuck do you think you are? There we are. Alright, let's go grab up another barrel. Probably not super safe lugging this thing around. Not really sure if it's going to make too much of an effect. I'm pretty sure, actually, if we go around the other side, we can open that gate up. We'll investigate that. Might as well. Haven't got too much else to do after all. Just taking my barrel for a walk. Nothing to see here. Okay, we're just going to lump this over. Yeah, I'm embarrassed actually with how long this took me. I didn't realize you could pick up, you know, items and then use them, and, you know, I had no idea there was that sort of interactivity. And now we have quest complete. It would have been nice if this place kind of clears out a little bit or changes, but I don't really think it does. We've still got all the like gas stink everywhere. That would have been quite cool. Yeah, so I believe we come back over this way. I know we can... Ah, right. I think if we burn this corpse pile... Right. The town guard. Okay. The peat barrels did the trick of clearing the blockage. Though I never expected to dare use magic. What am I becoming? The muck is flowing properly now. I can't blame them for passing this work downhill, but I hope my nostrils survive the aftermath. It fares better than my conscience. Creator, forgive my transgressions. Dude, you gotta use everything available to you. No need to be an antsy. Oh, hello. No need to be an antsy about these things. There we go. Right. Now. I'm sure... Aha! There we go. Beautiful. Right, let's get out of here. Let's huck down a health potion. You can only hold 9 of those. I was hoarding those for ages, but there's, you know, they're very common. There's tons of them. At least on this difficulty anyway, so smoke them if you got them. Ah, yes. There's, yeah, done that one. Now let's go and see those guards. See what they do for us. Now these birds on skulls, effigy things, these are your save points. Okay. Now there is a way of opening that. However, I forget how. Maybe you have to come back later. At least I'm pretty sure you can open that. Right, let's go talk to the guards. Now we've got their muck flowing again. Doing the Lord's work. Now the ammunition that was up there is not for this weapon. Interestingly enough. Evening, guys. Glad those clogs finally cleared up, but you smell just like them. Go on in. Cheers, Chief. Now we have the mayor. Or the tax collector, I should say. A convict clergy. I don't know if I should bow or have you arrested. But I'm not in a position to do either. You're not from here and aren't sick. You want to reach the library. Tough luck. We're besieged on all fronts. Heading that way. You can't get out while that plague horde is beating down upon us. I'm not fit to venture out, but someone with either of your talents stands a chance. The old sunken lighthouse, refuel it from the storage towers nearby. Light it. We might stand a chance if we can draw some light away from the gate. If you need supplies, talk to the blacksmith. And yeah, we can actually have a little wander around here. There's not really much to see. There's a blacksmith. And there's an alchemist. Here's our blacksmith friend. Upgrades are expensive. Yeah. So we can upgrade our stuff. Now, I don't really like the way weapon upgrades do apply in this game. Like, it doesn't just make your weapon faster or more powerful. It gives you like an extra attack. And sometimes that extra attack is just guff. It's not useful at all. And sometimes it's kind of marginally useful, but I would just like to see line go up on the damage scale, to be honest. Anyway. We can buy armor, which I got very excited the first time I found my first piece of armor. But it is a consumable item. It doesn't last forever. So there is our blacksmith. You can see there's not a huge amount to buy. And here is our alchemist. You've likely read in the postings of a butcher beast, Graven. You've also likely read of him being in the swamps, but he has migrated deep below the archives in an abandoned segment. He may be found among the brick and soil. Though remote, he is actually very close to town. Seek him out, destroy him, and I shall bequeath a quill that only the likes of you could truly appreciate. I see. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave this here. This has been a quick look at what you can expect from Graven. I've played a good portion further than this. In fact, I wonder if I can actually show. If I change my profiles. Yeah, so I've played 9 hours. Let's change back over. Now, I'm not going to show too much. I'm just going to show some of my weapons and things that I have. But essentially, it's less of a Doom and slash Hexen clone and more of what I would call like a first-person adventure. I wouldn't even really say it's an immersive sim. It's not like BioShock. It's not like, you know, Prey or System Shock or anything like that. It's not that deep. But a first-person kind of action-adventure is more what I would call this game. We have some better weapons going forwards. We have this, which is so cool. This is the shotgun. It fires pebbles. And we have a few other weapons as well. You can see. The one thing that really does irk me, and it will become a problem later on if you're like me and kind of suck at navigation, the the levels are quite intertwined, almost like, yeah, like Bloodborne or something like that. However, there is no map in the game, and there's very little direction on where to go or what to do next. At the bit that I'm on at the moment, I've got to go to the library. I think that's the library. I'm not really sure. Or the library's down there. I don't know. I got to this point and I just got completely stumped on where to go next. And I mean completely stumped on where to go next. I've looked up guides for this game. There aren't any. So, yeah, I'm not really sure. And this guy points you in the right direction, but all he'll do is do that, like behind him. Cheers, Chief. So yeah, that's where I am with this game. I would like to complete it. I would like to play it all the way through. It's really fun. It's a good, solid, old school action adventure. It's got amazing music. It's got a really dark, foreboding atmosphere, and the graphics do the job. And I think if you're just looking for something that you can pick up and play for a few hours, because there's plenty of checkpoints and things like that, and it's quite, I would say it's relatively casual as well, especially on the medium difficulty, because if you die, there isn't really any penalty for it. The exploration, like the maps and stuff, are actually really big. There's plenty of secrets to find, but that's sort of a problem because there is no map. And I'm pretty sure the games that this is trying to emulate, or at least take a large amount of inspiration from, as far as I can remember, they all had maps. So one of the promises for this game when it was in early access, because I did find this when I was digging through the archives, one of the goals was to add an in-game map. And then they changed their mind. For reasons, yeah. Bad choice on an otherwise pretty fun, pretty good game. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Leave your thoughts down below. And as always, until next time.